Before history was written, before kingdoms rose, before Nigeria had a name, there was only water. An endless, silent ocean covered the earth, stretching beyond sight. Above this watery world was Orin, the spiritual realm, home of the gods, ruled by the supreme creator known as Olodumare. And it was Olodumare who decided that the world below should take shape. This is where the story of Obatala and Oduduwa begins. Among the Orishas, Obatala was known for wisdom, purity, and calm judgment. He was trusted, respected, chosen. Olodumare summoned him and gave him a sacred task: descend from Orin and create land upon the waters. To help him, Obatala was given powerful items: a golden chain to descend from heaven, a snail shell filled with sacred soil, and a five-toed chicken meant to spread the soil and form the earth. This was not just creation, it was responsibility. But before Obatala could begin his journey, he encountered Eshu, the trickster and messenger of the gods. Eshu offered him palm wine. Obatala drank, then drank again. The wine clouded his judgment. In Yoruba storytelling, this moment is never rushed, because it carries a deep lesson. Even divine beings can fall to temptation. Even wisdom can fail without discipline. Obatala became intoxicated, and because of this, he failed his mission. Seeing what had happened, Olodumare withdrew the task from Obatala and gave it to another figure, Oduduwa. Oduduwa descended from Orin using the golden chain. Beneath him was nothing but water. No land, no direction, only faith in the tools he carried. When Oduduwa reached the surface, he poured the sacred soil from the snail shell onto the waters. Then he released the five-toed chicken. The chicken scratched and scattered the soil in every direction. Where the soil spread, land appeared. This place became Ile-Ife. In Yoruba belief, Ile-Ife is not just a city. It is the birthplace of the world, the point where existence took form. From Ile-Ife, land expanded, life emerged, and order replaced chaos. Oduduwa became known as the founder of the earth and the ancestor of Yoruba kings. His story does more than explain creation. It explains authority, leadership, and why kings rule. Power, in this myth, comes from divine action. But the story does not end with Obatala's failure. In Yoruba belief, destiny is not erased by mistakes. It is reshaped by responsibility. Obatala was forgiven and given a new role. This time, he was tasked with creating human beings. Using clay from the earth, Obatala molded human forms. When they were complete, Olodumare breathed life into them, and humanity was born. However, Obatala once again drank palm wine while working. Because of this, some of the humans he created were formed with physical disabilities. This part of the story is deeply important. Instead of denying his mistake, Obatala accepted responsibility. He vowed to protect those born different. He became the guardian of people with disabilities, teaching that imperfection does not reduce human worth. From this myth comes a powerful moral foundation in Yoruba culture. Dignity is sacred, and compassion is divine. The meaning behind the myth. The relationship between Oduduwa and Obatala is not a rivalry. It is a balance. Oduduwa represents action, authority, and leadership. He is the force that establishes land, order, and political power. Obatala represents morality, restraint, and conscience. He reminds humanity that creation without discipline leads to consequences, but accountability brings redemption. Together, they explain how societies should function. Power must be guided by ethics. Leadership must accept responsibility, and mistakes must be acknowledged, not hidden. This is why followers of Obatala value calmness, patience, and self-control. Many wear white, symbolizing purity and clarity. Alcohol is avoided, not as punishment, but as remembrance. To this day, Ile-Ife remains sacred in Yoruba land. Kings trace their lineage back to Oduduwa. Festivals, rituals, and traditions still echo these ancient stories. These myths are not frozen in the past. They live in names, proverbs, art, and belief systems. They influence how leadership is viewed and how society treats the vulnerable. In Yoruba thought, the world was not created perfectly. It was created truthfully. So when thunder roars, some still remember Shango. When the earth gives life, Allah is honored elsewhere. And when leadership is questioned, Oduduwa's legacy is recalled. When compassion is needed, Obatala's lesson remains. These are not just stories of gods. They are mirrors. They ask us how we handle power, how we respond to failure, and whether we accept responsibility for what we create. Because long before history was written, the Yoruba people understood something timeless. A world is not built only by strength. It is sustained by character,